Hello again, thank you for joining me. I said in one of the previous videos I was going to do something with the handle on this Spyderco Kiwi. I've ordered them off eBay. It's a carbon fibre vinyl wrap, sulphate adhesive. They come in A4 sheets for about £1. Pretty much a bargain. You can put it on just about anything really. I did actually I've got a red one and a black one. I've had a few attempts. Obviously there's no point doing a video if I'm going to screw it up first time, so I've had a bit of practice. So hopefully I'll be able to show you well, at least how I do it. It might not be a perfect precision job, but it'll do. Right, so I've already cut a piece out of the black, and I basically sort of folded the knife over and make sure I've got enough to cover the whole scale. So you peel the back off, which it could take a few minutes, but won't. There we go. So you peel the back off, lay that down adhesive side up. That can be for cutting practice later. So make sure I've cleaned all this, because I've had a couple of goes, I've had loads of adhesive on. I've cleaned it all off using the lighter petrol method with a cotton bud and a bit of light fluid, and just dissolve it off. So just make sure it's nice and clean and no fingerprints. Doesn't matter that much, to be honest, but may as well do it right. So you want to line the blade up in the middle, making sure this end covers the bolster end there, nice and central if you can. This is just nice and central like that. There. So now we've pushed it down there. We've got it on the spine. We'll flatten it over the spine like so. Now, you're supposed to use a heat gun or a hairdryer. Now, I haven't got a heat gun and I ain't got a missus, which would suggest I ain't got a hairdryer in the house. So you only need heat. So I've decided I'm just going to use a candle. You've got heat there, no problem. I did use my Zippo to light it, but you don't need to see that. So what you do, now we've got that, we're going to heat this so it melts. Well, not melts, but as you heat it, it becomes very pliable. So let's see if we can actually get it to go on nice and smooth and neatly. It can be a bit fiddly, mainly because of this curve in the knife. Yeah, so we'll just plod on with that. So we're just going to heat it up. So apply some heat over the candle, like so. And as it heats up, it'll start to go floppy. As you can see, it's all starting to go a bit floppy this side. Just heat it up. You can use a hairdryer, maybe 3 or 4 seconds until it just starts to go really floppy. So it's really, really loose this side. It's quite stiff that side. So we get it. If you leave it under the flame too long, it will burn and melt. So you don't want that. So once you've got it nice and soft and malleable, then it's just a case of pulling, getting it nice and flat, like so. It can be a bit fiddly, it can take a few minutes. Keep heating and pulling and stretching it over the handle so it's nice and tight. Now this is the awkward bit at the bottom because of the curve, so we've got to heat this up and really stretch it over the curve. So we just get that nice and soft. It's trial and error. I've had a few goes. I did get it nearly perfect, but I wasn't happy with it, so me being me, I persevered. So nice and floppy, and you want to give it a good old pull and a stretch, like so. And you just want to make sure you don't get tiny little air bubbles. If you get an air bubble, heat it up again, just slightly pull it off if needed, and just give it another stretch. That's going to have a stretch this way now, right at the end like that. Give it a good stretch. pull it so it's nice and flush with the handle. I thought that was a nick in it there, but it wasn't. It was just a bit of something. We've pretty much done that side, nice and smooth and flat. There's something there. What is it? It's just a tiny little nick in it, doesn't matter. This is just so you can see how I do it anyway. So nice and smooth, a little bit more at the bottom there. And just smooth it over like so. We'll heat the inside bit here so we can mould it around the shape of the scales. Like so. Just push it in. Nice and tight, nice and soft. Nice and flush like that. I mean, this is about the best I can get it to go. I'm not an expert on these matters. So this side we're going to have to just pull away again. And then I recommend you start in the middle really and sort of pull this way and this way. If you start one end, you haven't got enough play in it. So we just heat it up just in the middle there, like so, nice and soft. And then just same again, just a nice tight pull across the handle of the knife, a little bit more this end, like so. Just need it nice and it pulls. It's strong stuff. It's not likely to break unless you really tug on it, which isn't recommended. So you just soften it up and repeat across the knife really. So this is where it gets awkward. You can maybe see just all these little air bubbles here that make it not look as you want it. Just a little bit of a pain. But it's perseverance really, just heat it up again. Same again, just want to give it a good stretch and flatten all those bits out. There's a tiny little air bubble there, but I think that's okay. We'll give that a miss. We'll just keep heating, like so. With a nice smooth flat out. Now I'm not happy with that, so we're just going to take that off again. Tiny little air bubble there, just do me head in. Need to get it nice and soft. And give it a good stretch this time. Oh, there we go. That's better. Tiny little bit at the end there. It is fiddly, there's no question about that. Well, obviously, mind your fingers on the sharp blade, because you'll come a cropper if you're not careful. Because here's the lanyard hole, which we can sort out later. We can poke that through and put a piece of paracord or something through, whatever takes your fancy. Let's have a bit of wax there. I'm just going to heat the very end of it up now, like so. Just give it a good smooth down. Now this is the awkward bit, right at the end here. It just doesn't want to play ball. So we're going to have to do a workaround with that. Just push and flatten and push into the grooves like so. Right, I'll leave that for a second, I might need that, we'll put it out. So now we need to trim off the excess. You need a sharp knife for this, probably an X-Acto knife or a Stanley knife, something you know is gonna slice through it. And we just lay it on there, and I'm just gonna go along there like that and just trim the excess off. You'll get the idea if you ever go. And we're going to come back this way so you get the knife at just the right angle. Like so, that will pull off. Like so. You can see it's coming along. Just needs tidying up. So what I do is just on this bit, I'm just going to go along the blade there like that. Like so. Both ways, get rid of all the excess. Just want a nice neat finish if you can take the time to do it. It's the beauty of having a knife that you know is sharp. You get a nice clean cut. Like so. So obviously the idea is you keep doing that all the way around, get it nice and tidy. I'll just carry on trimming that. I'll pause the video and I'll come back in a minute. Just 1 second. Right, I've just spent just about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I've just finished trimming it off. There's a little bit there. I mean, you need to. I'm just doing this for a video. You just need to put aside 15-20 minutes, and you'll see that's it's nice and smooth. And I just need to trim a bit off there and trim a bit off there, which I'll do now actually. This bottom bit, because it all scrunches up and I'm not quite capable of pulling it over the way it's perhaps supposed to be all pulled over. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. So what I do, I'm just going to trim that off there. Like so. Okay, I've got a bit showing, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that for now. You just want to get all the loose ends off, like so. Just trim it down. And get rid of all the bulk of where it's all scrunched up on you, like so. And it looks a bit rough at the moment, but that's okay. That's okay. So the handle scales are nice and neat and tidy. That's nice and neat and tidy. That's nice and neat and tidy. Now what I'll do, just quickly, or a piece of cardboard, you just want to take a piece of this, which you know is long enough and thick enough, a little bit thicker than you need, just about maybe a couple of mil wider than you need. So if I can measure that out to there, if I cut that piece out there, if I cut this piece out here, like so, dead simple. Push your knife in. You can use scissors, doesn't matter. Whatever you feel comfortable using. Now, I just want to trim this edge off here because it's just not quite flush. That wasn't very good, but it'll be alright. Just rolled up on me there a little bit. There we go. So that'll do. It doesn't have to be 100% spot on. Put that out of the way. Then you do the same again. Peel it off. Get it to peel off. I did use some double-sided tape with a customer yesterday. She needed some. One of the things in a soffit thing wouldn't stay in, so we used a bit of double-sided sticky tape, and that was a bitch to get off, but that's off. So make sure you got the right knife, which was this one. And then you want to start at that end, just overhang it ever so slightly. Then you want to bring that down, just bring it along the spine, nice and centrally, like so. Make it so it's nicely in the middle. You're going to overhang this end to come down like that. Push it down, make sure it's nice and adhered. And then we're going to need some heat again. I'll put my candle out. I'll light my candle again. No, I'll just use the lighter, it'll do. I'll just use the lighter for a sec. We just want to heat that. And the lighter's going to be quite warm. So just a couple of passes over the lighter. And then that'll... Oh, I just burnt myself, but not to worry. It's not the first time. So we just heated it, pushed it over the edge there. I think I might have just singed that slightly. But we'll push that down there. Push it all down nice and neat. like so. Now I could have made a slightly better job of that. I've slightly singed the carbon fibre here, so it could have turned out a little bit better. So I'm just going to go along, trim that up, and it will be job done. Let me just trim this bit up here, like so, got both sides. Trim it across the top like that. And then that little bit there will peel off, like so. As you can see, I mean, the more time you spend on it, the neater you'll get it. The more practice you have, the better you'll get at it. I mean, that's took all of 10 minutes really, and I've been trying to do it on camera, and I could have maybe done a slightly neater job, and I did slightly singe that there, so I'm going to have to redo that. Put another piece on basically, but you get the idea. It's I mean, in my opinion, from stainless steel, which is slick, doesn't offer much grip, I think this looks quite nice. I mean, a bit more practice and a bit more thought, maybe you'll get it a bit neater than that, but I was rushing and doing it on camera, as you noticed. But I am going to redo that bit. I'm going to take that off and put another piece on now, but I did overheated it and it's melted, as you can see, so just be careful. If you overheat it, it will melt. The idea is just to soften it up. So carbon fibre vinyl wrap on a Spyderco Kiwi, and I'm quite happy with it. I mean, you could use the red, you can get orange, probably blue, grey, black, gloss black, white, all sorts of colours you can get in this stuff. So yeah, hope someone's found that interesting or useful, or maybe inspire someone to stick a bit of this cheap. It's a quid for that. If you've got 10 knives this size, you could easily do 10 knives, probably more. So yeah, it definitely looks better than what it was. Now just here, you just push down, there's your lanyard hole, like so. So we just put a little hole in there like that. Look, I've got this little microphone thing that just goes in there nicely, just to push that in like that. And then it's here somewhere, just 2 seconds, there we are. Move that out of the way, don't need that. Now this is a Spyderco Kiwi, as we know. Now this paracord 550, just in case anyone was wondering, it goes through quite easy. I mean, what I do is I heat the end and pinch it together like that. So the end is plastic, so it's easier to get through. And then you can, you know, tie a knot, do a box knot, this, that, and the other on the end, or put something nice on the end. That's just a quick rough one just for you. So yeah, I just need to redo this bit along the back really because I overheated it. But there you go. Carbon fibre vinyl wrap on a Kiwi, Spyderco Kiwi 3, slip it. And presto. It looks a bit more tactical. It feels better in the hand, to be honest. I'm not that big fan of stainless steel because it doesn't offer much. I mean, this isn't grippy, but at the same time, it looks better and feels better. And well, there you go. Well, thanks for your time again. Hope someone's enjoyed that. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.